You are cooking.
I need a perfect game in my resume. That's what I need.
They're not for everybody, you know. It's all right. They're not for everybody. All right, Scoobs, last stop here at the Slab Lab Apex Performance Center. We've gone through a warm-up. We saw you get the work done on the bump. We've seen you kind of flush and finish, get the power, check that box as well. I want to talk about metrics because your stuff, as far as pitch profile is concerned, the success you have on these pitches is OTC, my man, off the charts. Is there a metric or metrics that you value specifically that have helped lead you to a path of success or have helped lead you to a revelation of who you are?
Yeah, I mean, with me personally, you can chase shapes and you can chase, movement profiles, and I'm gonna chase like the simple things like, first pitch strikes, getting the leverage, 2 strike counts, finishing at bats and 4 pitches, winning your 1-1 counts, limiting your 3-ball counts. I think when you're out there competing, I think count leverage is everything, in terms of pitching, right? You're getting consistent counts where hitters are very uncomfortable. I think that's when I'm gonna be at my best. And then I know my stuff's plenty good enough to where when I'm getting in leverage, I'm gonna be able to get quick outs or get swing and miss and get quick strikeouts. And when you do all that and you pitch efficiently, you're pitching deep into games. And when you're pitching deep into games, you save your pin. And then if you're winning those games, if you're pitching deep into games, generally you're probably winning, right? And that's the winning recipe of how to win. And being a starting pitcher, that's something I take pride in, is winning on the days I pitch.
Fair to say that outside of strike one or maybe 0-1, the 1-1 count, the most important count?
Yeah, 1-1. 0-0, first pitch strike is, I think, very important. But I think that second pitch strike is almost just as important as the first pitch. Because then if it's not a strike, it is going to be the 1-1 count. And then you got to win your 1-1 counts. OPS, slugging, every data point you want to look at for offense, and 2-1 counts versus 1-2 counts couldn't be more opposite, right? And guys swing early and often against me because they don't want to get a 2-strike counts, and that's something that I can use to my advantage.
A big part of your recipe for success has been the changeup, something that I have fallen in love with, which is your changeup. I said some things that I can't share on camera about what your changeup was making me feel physically today watching you throw your bullpen. Oh, I may have just came. What is the cue for you that has continued to be able to allow you to execute?
I play catch with that black dot changeup a lot. So, if this is my grip, right? And I want the black dot right here. It's an immediate feedback tool, right? If you see the black dot, good. If you don't, bad. So that's like a quick,
pretty simple.
One throw, good, bad, right? And I think my brain likes that.
Sure.
Simple, quick stuff. I'm literally trying to throw it like a heater right here. Just don't pronate. I'm not trying to cut it, but I'm definitely not trying to pronate.
Well, you're not a big pronator.
Yeah, it's hard for me to do, and I think it caused a lot of, arm problems for me. It was like trying to create this.
Really?
When I, shoulder, flexor, whatever it may be, right? Trying to create this. Maybe when I'm out there in a game, I feel this, and that's gonna help me execute that pitch today. I'll feel that, So I think that, and that's pitching, right? Things, your bodies move, you maybe are a little fatigued, arm slot drops a little bit, and that's something that our org does a great job of, is they monitor everything. That helps me a ton to where when I get deeper into games, I still have 97 to 100 in the tank.
For you, with the ability to run it up there, chucking chundos, 100 plus, and you also have the ability to subtract, has there been a point where you have started to flirt with manipulation, try to get a little too nasty? Because that's something that can happen at times.
For sure. I think that's a big mistake, is like trying to make a pitch better than it needs to be.
Sure.
I think that when I'm at my best, there's not a lot going on here. It's just when the pitch comes through, I go and execute it. And, for me, I'm trying to throw the same pitch every time, and then I just change my eyes of where I'm trying to go. If I'm going strike, change up, down and away, I'm going to start it middle, let it go. If I'm going swing and miss changeup, late in counts, or even early counts swing and miss changeup, if I know a guy's going to swing, I'll just go down middle and let it fade below the zones.
For Hoskins from Skubal, oh boy, that changeup is absolutely disgusting.
Some guys try to make pitches too nasty, including myself, where it's like, no, throw every pitch the same, just move your eyes of where you're trying to go. That backdoor slider should be the same intent finish as the back foot slider. Sure, it's just you're changing spots, right? And
raising or lowering your sights.
Exactly. You'll see some overthrows out of me when I'm trying to go heater up, and then you miss by a foot. It's like, well, I don't have a Barry Zito curveball, so that is useless.
You have to bring that down.
Right? Like, I'm like, oh, well, I'll literally like throw it and be like,
If you're
fuck,
fucking.
that was a waste. That's one throw I don't get back today, but it goes to my pitch count, but I don't get back. So I just move my eyes around the zone, of what I'm trying to do and have the same finish, same intent, same thought process behind everything. Just move your eyes.
Is there something to reading swings that has helped you out? Is that something that you've practiced? Is that something that you value?
Yeah, I'll see a guy swing and miss, swing on time, foul ball, where did it go? And I do a lot of it on days I'm not going. Say we have a guy going game 1 and I'm going game 3. I just want to watch guys' swings, right? And see what they swing at, where they like to swing. I used to look a lot at guys' first pitch swing percentage, but I have guys with 3% first pitch swing percentage that swing 100% of the time. DJ LeMay here, repping it, he's like 8%. Against me, he's like 75, 80%. So it's like some of these numbers you have to kind of throw out the window based on who you are on the mound.
You're the outlier. And let's be real, you understand that about yourself. You know that about yourself.
Yeah, and I've had these same conversations with Fett. I've had them with AJ, our whole pitching department of like, I even had it with our hitting department. In season, I'll be like, hey, I want you to make a scouting report as if I'm on the other team. And then whenever you got it done, come get me and we'll go over it.
Let's look at it.
And then once you understand that about yourself, and some of it you have to be brutally honest with, I'm like, hey, don't cookie cut, no bullshit. Tell me that this sucks. Because I've been in hitters meetings.
Sure.
So sometimes I'll just go.
I was going to ask you, that was my next question.
Yeah, I'll be in hitters meetings and I'll watch, and then I hear them and of what they're trying to do, what the approach is, where they want to see the ball, for spin to be a strike, it needs to start here, what profiles of guys, they profile guys of what their stuff looks like, and I'll be like, hey, tell me everything, or like this pitch, eliminate it. He'll be like, they've told me curveball, we would eliminate it. Anytime you throw it, just shut it down, because it's either a strike or
we're not getting.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So just take it. It does not in the zone a ton, take it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I need to focus on getting my curveball in the zone more. Really? As it's a free strike. Sure. Right? And then it's free strike, free strike, free strike. And then when you start doing that, tendencies start happening, they start swinging at it. Perfect. It's like now they're going to try and respect this 78 mile an hour pitch when I have 98, So it's like that whole thing all comes into it. And reading swings is it's a part of it. I know my catcher. I trust my catcher with my life. That's Jake Rogers too. I think I would probably be maybe a little bit more cognitive if it wasn't him behind the plate, but it is, and I trust him with everything. So it's like, I trust all our catching department, everyone they bring up. Our catching coach is great. Everyone's on the same page at all times. So it's like, there's not a ton of shaking for me, and reading swings, I pretty much leave it up to him because sometimes I'm wrong, and I'll shake and they'll hit it 120 back up the middle. And I'm like, yeah, how a heater would work. He goes, and
No,
Roger's like,
bro.
that's why I didn't call it. And I'm like, you're right, I'm done with that. I'm done
known.
thinking up there. I'm just gonna throw the pitch that you call.
What are you looking to get out of a hitter's meeting, or excuse me, of a pitcher's meeting? What are you looking to extract from that?
I like to know just like lineup tendencies, just like how lineups are gonna approach me, and then familiarity. I want to know what they look like in the box too. I think that's like, are they close? Are they visually? Because when guys are on the plate, the inside part of the zone looks a little bit smaller. Whereas when guys are away, you feel like you got more room there, right? We can talk as much scouting, as much everything, right? You can create this crazy game plan of like each hitter of what they don't do in each and every count, and with runners in scoring position, how they change to this. But like, if you don't go out and execute pitches, your game plan doesn't matter, right? Like, yeah, exactly. So it's like, as much as I want to get into a game plan and I want to be prepared, and I am prepared. I do homework. I go into my pitchers meeting and we talk over everything of what we're trying to do, what this lineup has done recently, right? Guys go through hot and cold streaks, and I want to know a lot of that information. But when I'm out there, if I'm really just worried about executing pitches. I'm like, oh, let me execute this one, execute this one, execute this one. And then in between innings, we can talk about some things with my catcher and my coach and be like, hey, I'm feeling this, what are you seeing? I am feeling this, what are you seeing? Okay, when I'm back on the mound, okay, where's the pitch? All right, I'm gonna execute this pitch. As simple as it sounds, I think it's the hardest thing in our sport to do, is like be actually locked in on every single pitch. Never let the last one creep into it, never let the next one creep into it. Never let the play that happened behind you, or the play that might happen in the future, or trying to get the double play ball before you even throw the pitch. Like, you have to be so bought in on every single pitch. And I think that's when guys are at their best, and I know that's when I'm at my best, is when I'm just bought into every single pitch and throwing and throwing and throwing. And, you know, I prepare. A lot of confidence in how I carry myself is my preparation, my 4 days in between. There's a lot of confidence that I build from that. Is like, when I toe the rubber, I know I gave it everything I had to be prepared for this moment, to where I'm just out there and I can just go play and be free.
What has been most impressive to watch throughout the day today? You talk about preparation, you talk about dedication, and we had a great conversation in the car ride of just about checking boxes and being fully committed to what you're doing. First pitch tomorrow is not guaranteed, whether that's in the game of life or in the game of baseball, and you have an incredible perception of that. There's no doubt, Scoobs, that the preparation, there's no doubt that the commitment to the craft is there. The one thing that has just been dripping from today is the amount of competition that is surrounded in everything you do. There is a competitive nature and a competitive level to it. And that is something that I'm really excited for these folks to really get to know, because it's one thing to watch you blow 100 miles an hour by an MVP and come off the mound, fuck yeah! And it's another thing to watch the seriousness with which you approach each and every moment, from every split squat rep you're doing to standing on the wall, static for fucking 10 minutes, like everything. There's just a commitment. And I'm going to tell you right now, the career ERA just continues to plummet. Cy Young Award, Triple Crown winner. When you talk about a recipe, my man, you are fucking cooking, Scoobs.
I appreciate it.
You are cooking.
I need a perfect game in my resume. That's what I need. You
They're
got
not
one
for
of those.
everybody, you
got
know,
one
it's
of
all right.
those.
They're not for everybody.
Yeah, but I appreciate it. I think you are who you surround yourself with, and you know, how you do anything is how you do everything. So that's kind of how I approach my life. I have fun. You know, not everything's serious. I have fun. I enjoy some stuff. When it's time to put some work in, it's time to go, and you kind of put your head down and get to work, and whatever happens, happens. You know, at least you prepared and did everything you could to have success out there.
Well, I say with everything that we saw today, 2025, look the fuck out. Scoobs,
I appreciate
you, brother.
Yes,
Slab Lab, done deal.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Dude, fucking epic, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, brother, very much.
Yeah,